Welcome to Stories Reenacted. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, I apologize. I know this channel is supposed to be about design, but I also thought I would have a co-host who would help me space out the videos and at the same time give me a break from editing. Imagine if this isn't even recording. That's a red dot, right? No. There was somebody there. The screen record. Damn, man, for a first episode, this is pretty well. This is gonna work out pretty well. So to fill the void, I decided to tell a story because I have this saved content from about a year ago and pretty much no purpose for it. Bro, no one cares. You don't see we got work to do over here? So these are my lessons about purchasing a first-time electric vehicle. So the story starts with me back in early 2016, hearing more and more about Tesla as an emerging electric car brand. All the different things that they said they would release, especially a $35,000 cost-effective electric vehicle with all the range and additional software that they were gonna have, self-driving, autopilot. It sounded like a cool piece of tech, and as do you know now? I've already said it before, but I'm kind of like a tech gadget type of person. Anyway, of course, they said, here's entry-level standard version that's gonna be available. So me hearing that, decided to want to do some more research. I went into Reddits, I was on Tesla's website watching all the videos, and of course, you can see more videos on YouTube which talk more in depth about all the different vehicles and variants, technology that they use, but this one's kind of just like I said, a story time. So hearing these cost brands, I was like, yeah, for sure, I can afford a brand new vehicle. 1 year into just getting full-time. I literally was just an intern at a job for at least a full year, but I was just coming off internship. But I got hyped like I could afford a new car. Now, no one's finances are great after living minimal means, working as an intern, and going to college full-time. But now that I was provided a full-time opportunity, I wanted to make sure I could be as reliable as my paycheck. Fingers crossed. At the same time, I was driving my faithful 2004 Mazda 6 manual transmission, but the costs to fix it were kind of starting to pile up. Then one day in 2018, I went to the Aventura Mall and saw a Tesla store for the first time. Actually, a Tesla Model 3 also for the first time. The car looked amazing, and I immediately put it on my vision board. At the same time, probably everybody there knew I wasn't gonna get one. Now, as mentioned before, I did do my homework, all the detailed information about the changing of prices, tax credits that were going out. I went to the showrooms at Aventura Mall. As I said, I'm in South Florida, so that was one of the closest locations that were to me. Even decided to do not one, but 2 test drives with the same vehicle at the same location. Shout out to Mio. My bad, I didn't get consent from you to say your name, but I appreciate you and hope I can work with you for the future car. So after 2 months of mulling around in my head if I wanted to do it, if I could afford it, I decided to pull the trigger. Now, the process to purchase a Tesla is by either going on their website, calling a sales rep, or visiting a showroom and speaking to someone in person. I decided to go down to the design district down here in South Florida and speak with one of their sales reps, Mio, where I decided to get a Model 3 standard range plus with the metallic gray color. Financing was done through my own bank. I gave them a deposit, they gave me a delivery date, and that day I purchased a brand new car. Now, for those unaware, the process to purchase or lease a Tesla is millennial simple, as you'll see in this example done on a mobile phone. Let's build out the car I first purchased. First, you choose a color from the wide selection of colors they display. The default color is always free, but additional colors are extra. Then, you choose the motor/range, which varies in price. Be mindful, prices change often, as well as the configurations with Tesla. You can choose your wheel type to show how cool you are. Choose an interior. And now a 2019 or was it 2020 update, autopilot comes standard with all Teslas. At the end, has options for financing the vehicle via Tesla or your own banking institution. Now, one of the most important policies displayed at the end of the process is the 7-day or 1,000-mile return refund. Of course, who returns their brand new car before the return period? So then delivery day came. I was mad excited, the showroom was inviting, the paperwork was quick and easy, deposit was finalized, took a picture in front of the car, linked the app, and met the car outside. Man, I was happy. Until Monday comes around, I'm hyped to drive the car, and no one at work knows that I have it. I arrive to the garage where the EVs are parked, and there's no chargers. Not that there's no available chargers, there are no chargers. There was a broken 240 and 2 wall outlets, the same one you charge your phone on. So I located another one of those in the garage, took out the provided Tesla charging kit, and decided to fill back and wait. And wait. And wait. The next day will be better. Tuesday's here, and I left a little early to plug in, hopefully on the first floor. Same story. So, found my plug up location and decided to get a charge in the meantime. To save you the repetition, everything was pretty much the same. So I decided to go to the local supercharger in the area. It was located in a plaza that has some decent food options, so it's not a total loss, but I hate doing chores on my lunch break when I'm not relaxing. So I arrive, start charging, and hang out in the plaza. Now, one thing that kind of pushed me towards my decision was a movie night that Friday. This kind of speaks to my ignorance of not knowing how supercharging worked back then. I head to the movie theater and purchased my tickets early, as always, and decided to leave my car at the supercharger because I needed to fill up for the day ahead. This is where I thought I could leave my car parked at the supercharger during the entirety of the movie. From the supercharger, we ride share to the movie theater, and the movie just starts. About 30 minutes into the movie, I get a notification saying that supercharging is complete. Perfect. I put my phone away. And then I get another message saying there is a form of idling charges or overage charges if you leave your car connected to a supercharger. It's kind of to help people not block up superchargers and leave them there, have them available for other people. It makes sense unless you don't pay attention to the rules. So in the middle of the movie, I have to ride share back to the car, drive it back to the theater, and then miss about 20 to 15 minutes of this movie. It's my fault. I know that from reflection. I should have done my Elon Musk properly. But it was at this moment I realized I might have to take the car back. So I call customer service and arrange with them for the next day. Sunday rolls around. I reluctantly take the car back at the arranged time. I turn over everything, the key card. They do a once over of the entire vehicle, check the exterior, the odometer. The complete return process was not that hard, especially if you call ahead, or long at all. They return my deposit, and which goes back to my bank account within 2 weeks. They pretty much handle everything on their side, and I returned home. And it was at that moment I realized I'm gonna have to wait till I get a house before I purchase another Tesla. And then my job got 240-volt chargers. All right, so I'm going to get my Model 3. It's June 15th. I thought it only right to get it in said shirt, MKBHD. I used his referral code to purchase the car, so he gets 5K in miles, free supercharged miles, and I get 5K in free supercharged miles, paying it forward and back, I guess. And I'll go ahead and post my referral code later on if you care to. That's just so you can get free miles. It's only 1,000 at this point, depending on when you purchase it. Dang it, my hair looking kind of rough. I'm not sure if you could have seen it in the first shot. We can fix that with any type of Yankee fitted. Let's go. Can't forget these. I'm gonna grab all this. Success. Success. Oh boy. Oh. My house is too small. This is stupid. I don't know how people do this. This is so stupid. Wouldn't be doing this. Jeez. Thank you. I was just trying to balance it. Yeah. Why is he walking in here with boxes? It's not UPS. Don't worry, don't worry. It's not UPS. How ready is this guy? Go in, man. No, I'm trying to grab this one. Yes.
Hi, my name's Bree.
What's going on? How you doing?
I'm doing well, thanks. How are you?
I'm good, I'm good. This is my brother.
Hi.
How you doing?
Came to do, I guess, the delivery thing.
Yes, of course. I will be assisting in your delivery while I'll be doing
But yes, I'm ready. I actually ended up bringing my and stuff.
Okay.
So
I can take you back to the car if you want to like, take all this stuff there.
Yeah, sure. Is it ready right now?
It should be.
Cool.
Oh.
Yeah. So,
That was...
right here, the last one was like, I was sitting here for a little bit. I was about
The last
to
one right
sit
there for a long time.
like 10 minutes.
How long ago did you take delivery of your first one?
April.
To walk up to your car. There you go.
You're transferring the plate or do you...
I'm transferring the plate that I left at my car.
Okay. Okay.
Is that a Marcus Bradley shirt?
What would you call him?
So how's it feel to have your second Tesla delivered within the 2019? Man, we must really be making progress with this company.
No, that's Courtney.
You thought.
Scone, scone, scone.
And that's the story on how I accidentally tested Tesla's return policy. Say that 5 times. So it's actually been, as of June of this year, 1 year of me owning my first brand new black electric vehicle. And I must say it has been pretty dope. There have been small things to understand, as you've seen over the course of this video, but getting used to it has been pretty welcoming. So to get my thoughts off, or pretty much my lessons of what I've understood from owning this vehicle specifically, number one, charging in an apartment for me is actually non-existent. I did at one point speak to my front office, so I could see if we could work out something, but that was shut down pretty quickly. So as shown with the purchase of my first vehicle, relying on the charging network at my job has pretty much been the requirement for me having this car, especially during quarantine. Outside of that, I did have access to the supercharger network with the first 5,000 miles. Not that I don't, but they were free. So now everything that we use in terms of charging now is is actually paid for. So one of my next steps is to actually purchase a house with the capabilities of either installing or just plugging up and having the charging done at home, which would benefit me greatly. Understand that technology and pricing does change, never stays the same, and in time, expect that you won't have the new version for too long.
Like, the thing that bugs me the most about where we are right now is that our cars are not affordable enough. We need to fix that.
An exception to this is that over-the-air updates affect all Teslas, asterisk next to that, and you'll periodically and constantly be receiving these, which make the car better. If you want more information, there are so much more videos. You can ask me in the comments, but it makes the car ownership experience a lot more cooler when you receive an update, and it improves not only the driving but actually the standby features of just having your car parked up. Oh, one thing to mention, this vehicle itself is not the same Standard Plus version that I purchased originally. This is actually the off menu standard base version, default, the regular default mode version that they had. I had purchased this version instead of the Standard Plus at the time because of the comparable options that the car had. 220 miles, which is good for me because I am only driving in the city. I've taken it on 2 trips and it was a breeze. It was no problem. I stopped once, of course, to fill up in the middle, and it was an easy ride. Maintenance is super minimal. As I said, I just came from a car that was requiring annual, not just regular maintenance, but fixes, parts being swapped out, a lot what I was doing myself. But I'm glad I'm finally in a minimal maintenance car. No need for oil changes. Just take care of the car and it will take care of you. And I'm definitely making my next, I guess we could say, family vehicle, an electric one. About a month ago, I test drove a Model Y, which is the new crossover available from Tesla. The dual motor version was amazing. I think it was about 3.50 to 60. 3.50 to 60 for a crossover. Cabin space was really good, small, slightly better than mine. They use a lot of the parts from the Model 3 and the Model Y. I'm assuming that helps out the bottom line, but that makes sense because it's a higher and a more spacious vehicle than a Model 3. But all of the additional parts of a Model Y is for another conversation. Just know that you can go ahead, call up your local Tesla showroom and book a test drive. Please do it. It's free, and 0 to 60 in 3.5. But if you made it to this part of the video, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for listening to this ramble story. I hope you learned something from it, because I learned a lot, and I get to pass on the information and knowledge to those who watch this video. But next video, we'll be back on the normal content, talking about t-shirts and videos and the promotions. Man, it's just, I just wish I had help with the channel. I just wish I had an associate that would be able to help me with this, changing up the content a little bit. Y'all take it easy. Peace.